What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about AMC, GME, as well as the broader market. After that, we're going to check the options flow for all three of them. So today, AMC was up for 9.37% for the day. It had a high of $13.25. Average volume on AMC is around 52.01 million, but today's volume was around 40.27 million. So the volume was still a little bit low on AMC. Still, the stock price went up just because the GameStop is having a pretty solid momentum coming into it. Now, GameStop and AMC charts goes along. If AMC is having a spike, GME is also going to have a spike. If GME is having a spike, AMC is also going to have a spike. Now, when we look at the volume carefully in both AMC and GME, the volume was pretty much dead in AMC today. But when we come over to the GameStop, it was up for 14.36% for the day. It had a high of $149.88. The average volume on GameStop is around 5.08 million, but today's volume was around 6.24 million on GameStop. So the volume was definitely higher than the average volume in GME, which created this upward momentum into GameStop. And like I mentioned in my previous videos as well, the GameStop option flow seems to be like pretty powerful towards the upside, and that's what happened today. We had a significant run up. Now I think this run up could happen for another 1 or 2 days. Depends upon how this is going to play out, but I personally believe we are going towards the upside just because there is the options flow. It's still powerful on the GameStop. Now let's come over to the SPY. Now the SPY was up for 0.96% for the day. It had a high of $416.22. So right at the market open today, we were near around $408 to $407 in the pre-market. It seems to be like we're going to have a pretty red day because Target came out and said that they will be missing their guidance towards the next quarter, which sent it a shockwave throughout the entire stock market, and everything was in red in the pre-market. Then eventually, as the market opened, stock market started going up along with many other stocks, but the volume in SPY is still very low. This is not at all a clear-cut indication that we might have found a bottom. We still have to be very careful. There is no good news out there regarding anything: supply chain, chip shortage, COVID, monkeypox, war. So we just have to be very careful with making any financial decisions right now towards the upside or towards the downside. If we try to short the market, you buy puts option and you think that the market will keep going down from here onwards, you never know. If we get the squeeze like the way we got it in the month of March when everything started going up, your puts can get crushed pretty badly. Now the market makers are just playing the game back and forth. They're trying to confuse the retail. They're trying to put their best game out there in order to make the most of the money out from the retail. I personally think there is no clear-cut indication coming out from the overall broader market, but definitely GameStop is showing some sort of a life in it, which is going to be towards the upside. Now let's come over to the options flow for the AMC. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now these whales are buying put option on AMC, which could be pretty risky because AMC could double in a matter of days. If there is any kind of a upward momentum come in GME, AMC is also going to go up from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the mini whales in the retail are doing, some of the retail were buying call option today in an expectation to the upside. They were believing that we might get an upside, but these $20 put options just completely kill the momentum. These are 226 days expiration, and they are buying quite a bit of contracts and betting that the AMC will keep going down from here onwards. These $20 put option, they all just came in a line, which indicates that there are a lot of investors out there, big investors, and they are betting that the AMC will keep going down from here onwards. But there were a little bit of call buying that was not significant as compared to the GameStop, but there is a lot of put buying that is happening on AMC. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the AMC. Now let's come over to the options flow for the GameStop. Now I've increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. All the whales were on to the upside and they are betting again millions of dollars to the upside, and they are all betting that the GameStop will keep going up from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the mini whales and the retail are doing, again all of them are on to the upside and they are betting huge amount of money in GameStop to go up from here onwards. But there was something very suspicious that came in right before an hour into market close were these $700 and $900 put option which were in a line, and they were all betting that the GameStop is going to go down from here onwards. This seems to be like market maker are trying to play some game with the retail. because these put option doesn't seem to be normal, and these are all $900 put option that's going to expire in 226 days. 900 is way too much deep in the money put option. Most likely they are trying to create some sort of a synthetic downtrend into the GameStop, because in IBKR it has been already announced there are not many shares to short in the GameStop. So these $900 put option were extremely suspicious, and it seems to be like market maker are playing some game. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. But I personally believe the GameStop is going to go up from here onward. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow. Now, when we look at the put to call ratio, the put side has definitely increased to 60% as compared to the call side, but the volume is pretty heavy onto the call side, and the premiums are still pretty solid on the call side. So we are expecting some sort of aggressive momentum coming to the upside. But these market makers, they are buying this put option to create some sort of a downtrend into the GameStop, because we know that GameStop can go to unimaginable number if something happens, somebody out there, some big hedge funds get a margin call. Even today there was a news on Weibo where they were talking about Gary Gensler, the SEC chairman, might ban the payment for order flow temporarily just for a week, which can definitely do a damage to these hedge funds, those who are shorting AMC as well as GME. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious. Now let's come over to the options for the SPY. Now I have increased the premium to max and see what exactly the whales are doing. Now there is a mixed sort of a sentiment coming out of it. Definitely the big whales are onto the downside, but there are quite a bit of individual those who are buying call options as well, and they're betting a huge amount of money in a short expiration, and they are all betting that the market might keep going up from here onwards, though there is no clear cut indication coming out of it, though there is no volume in the stock market right now which can indicate we might have some sort of a uptrend. Now there was this one trade that came in which was a slight bit suspicious. These are 12,600 contract. This individual is 2.08 million, and he's buying a $423 call option that's going to expire in 9 days, which means this individual is pretty confident that the SPY will keep going up from here onwards. But there was this another $400 put option that's going to expire in 9 days, and he's buying 12,500 contract, and he's paying $3.94 million for it. Let's see how it's going to play out. But these were not that big of a whale which indicates towards the upside or to the downside. But yes, big money is definitely onto the downside, but there were a lot of investors, those who are betting an upside as well. Now when I bring down the premium and see what exactly the mini whales and the retail are doing, majority of them are onto the downside again, but there is a quite a bit of call buying that is also happening in the SPY, but majority of them are onto the downside. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the SPY. Now we just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. I personally believe the kind of momentum we are having in the SPY, we might have some few green days to the upside, and then we're going to go to the extreme level of downtrend. So thanks for watching more video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.